Hey, this is Monica. I just wanted to come on here to make a quick video. I had a few amazing experiences today, and I was feeling inspired to just make a video just to express how grateful I am to be able to do the work that I do, which is coaching. I had two really big wins today. Well, technically three, because I had two sessions today. I have still another one to do. And then I had a client who I've been working with for the past few months, and she sent me a video, that I posted earlier on a really big win for her. And I just feel really excited about doing this work. I also just finally got my certification as a goal coach. And also, I'm very close to completing my parts work certification. However, I've already been doing sessions with that because I've been doing parts work for 2 years already, and I've been getting trained in other ways, and also just because I've been doing it myself, through IFS therapy. I'm pretty confident in the work that I do in regards to working with trauma. I know how it feels like for clients, and I've just been working with them already and supporting them with that. But anyways, I just, I don't know how to explain how I feel. I don't want to sound cocky, but I'm getting really good at this, and it feels amazing to be able to see, like it's one thing when people see something you're good at, and it's another thing when you can see it yourself, because that's when you start to own it and you start to feel empowered in who you are as a person and your gifts. And so today I had a session with a client that I've been working with for almost 2 years. We've been doing parts work, actually a year and a half. We've been doing parts work sessions, which is, internal family systems, for over a year now. We worked to basically help her process a lot of traumas. And now we started doing goal coaching sessions. And the reason I decided to get trained on these two modalities was because, as a trauma survivor myself, and a Latina as well, driven Latina, I realized, I think it was in 2020, I was working really hard to reach my goal of having my own business. I was focusing more on like branding and archetypes at that time. And I had built this beautiful website. I had put so much work into it, hours and hours and hours of work. And, I created an archetype test, which I also put a lot of hours and effort into. And when everything was done, I felt like I couldn't move forward. Like there was something in me that would not let me move forward to actually start promoting myself and putting myself out there. And I was very confused by that. I would have some sessions with clients, and there was a part of me that felt really excited to be doing that. And then sometimes, during some sessions, during the session, I would start to doubt myself, and I would feel this part of me say, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? You need to go back to just working full time or whatever, And then I got into, haven't really shared this with a lot of people, but I basically, I experienced a pretty deep depression in 2020. Not because of the pandemic. It was literally because of a lot of crap I've been through. Abusive people in my life that basically, because they were a-holes, I believe things about myself that weren't true. And I was in a very dark place in my life, like just really not in a good place at all. And that's when parts work came into my life, and IFS, and I started to do that. And then I started to get trained in it. And then I started doing these sessions on clients. And then I got to a point where I felt, pretty good about myself. Like, I feel like doing inner work is one of those things that you always are going to continue to do, because we grow as people, and as we grow, we change, and, we need help. We can't, to me, it's crazy to think that I could do anything, just on my own. Like, we need help, period. Like, there's a reason we're humans. We need each other. So, when I got to a point where I felt pretty good about myself, and I realized, like, I don't know how to move forward. Like, I have a new, perspective of myself. I see myself differently. My goals have changed a lot. And I have these goals that I see, but I don't know how to move forward with them, how to move forward and taking the steps. And that's when I realized, because I was getting trained in the parts work stuff, I realized at that time that I needed to learn how to do goal coaching. That was going to be my next step so that I could learn how to do that for myself, and then also be able to support my clients. Because to me, the working with trauma was only a part of the step of the journey. It wasn't the full journey. And that's my experience, as somebody who has healed from a lot of trauma. That was where I saw the holes in, the wellness, or just like the mental health, is that they focus just on trauma, but they don't provide the support to move forward with the next steps. And seeing other coaches who are like trauma informed or work with trauma, and they're bashing on coaches that actually help with goals, and not understanding like, hey, we actually need both. It's not one or the other, it's both. And there is a process and a journey to doing that. So, so with my client, this client that I've been working with, we've been doing goal coaching, and I was so proud of her because she figured out how, what her passion in life was. Like, that's a really big deal to figure out what your passion is. And the way that I do coaching is really different from what most people do. There's a lot of coaches out there that are actually not certified or trained. They just had a passion and they're just doing it. And there's, everybody's going to do things the way that they want to, but I'm the kind of person, I like to be more grounded and to just be prepared and know the tools that I have, and to really understand what people really need. So that's why I got trained, and I'm getting credentialed. I'm in the process of getting credentialed right now. So this type of coaching that I do, I don't ever tell my clients what to do or what to feel or what to think. It's a co-creative process where, they come to me because they have a goal that they want to reach, whether it's like an actual like goal of like, oh, I want to make this much money, or, I want to figure out a strategy for this, or I want to, time management, or it's, I want to gain more clarity about something. Or I'm going through some relationship stuff I would like to work through. It's really anything, because I don't have to be an expert with this type of modality. I don't have to be an expert in any of that. I'm trained in the process of helping my clients gain deeper awareness so they can find their answers within themselves. And there's research that has been done that shows that people are most likely to move forward with their goals when they're able to find the awareness themselves and their next steps themselves, rather than when somebody's telling them what to do. A lot of times, in my own experience, when I had people telling me what to do, I would just feel overwhelmed, and then my trauma responses would start, I get activated and I wouldn't do anything. So working with coaches or people that are just, oh, do this, do that, do this, or you should do this, like doesn't work for me. So yeah, this coaching that I do it's different, and it's very impactful and really deep, and some people really love it and some people don't like it. I notice that people who prefer to be told what to do don't like this style of coaching. They want somebody to guide them and tell them, like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. But those people that are ready to, just connect more to the depths inside them and like do the work themselves, this coaching is fabulous for them. It really does help them. And it's amazing when I'm working with clients and they are able, they find that deep awareness that I don't know how to explain it, but when they find that deep awareness, it's like something finally clicks and like their whole being shifts. Like it's almost like turning a light bulb on and seeing things that they didn't see before. And they start to understand themselves on a deeper level, and to understand, whatever the goal is on a deeper level. And then they gain clarity of what to do next. And this is what I experienced with my client today, is that when she realized what her passion was, first, when she realized what her passions were not, it was very like, oh, okay, that's, why I was getting, I was, attracted to these things were because of this reason. But then when she figured out like what it was, it's like all of a sudden something shifted in her, and she became very clear and knew what to do next. Naturally, she knew what to do next. I didn't have to tell her, oh, you should start thinking about these things. Like, she knew what to do. You know what I mean? And so this is another thing I really love about both of the coaching modalities, the parts work and the goal coaching, is that we believe that clients are not broken, that clients have the resources inside them that they need, and we don't need to fix them. We just need to show them what's there, and and allow them to do the work so that they can become the healers of themselves. And for those that are into spirituality, like, they can connect to God inside them to find that awareness. So I'm really excited because, like, helping somebody find what their passion in life is a really big deal. And then also, I had a client that I've been working with that I mentioned before, and we were working to help her figure out a strategy for her next steps in her business. And she basically sent me a video, like, sharing with me how, like, she is filming. She's in production right now, filming for the Discovery Channel's Say Yes to the Dress Quinceañera edition. So, like, first with her, I did some work, parts work on, trauma stuff, to help her feel more comfortable being visible, putting herself out there. And then we did the strategy part with the goal stuff, and it's amazing to see her because some of the stuff that we talked about, she's doing. Like, she's literally doing it, and it's even bigger than what was possible. Like, it's just amazing, and I just love this work a lot because, again, I understand, like, on a deeper level what people need, but I don't tell them what to do. And I understand, like, if somebody comes to me and I notice that they are experiencing trauma responses, or they're feeling stuck because of a trauma, I let them know. I don't try to, like, sugarcoat it, or like, oh, well, let's just do this goal on that. I actually, like, will let them know and suggest, like, you might want to do some of the parts work because that may actually be helpful to you first. Because if we do the goal stuff, you could do a lot of goal stuff, but if your parts don't feel safe to move forward, it doesn't matter. Like, it's not going to feel safe to them. So the journey has been with most of my clients is that we do the trauma work first, and then we do the goal coaching. I do have some clients that don't feel comfortable doing the deeper, like, trauma work, and we do the goal stuff, and that's what works for them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But just, it's just amazing, and I just feel so grateful that I get to do this, and this feels really natural to me. I was thinking about when I was younger, I was always the introspective kind of kid, always asking questions, like, why things are the way they are, and asking my mom a bunch of questions, and she would get really upset at me, because she would get frustrated. She didn't know what answers to give me. And, one time she said, oh, you should just be a lawyer when you grow up. And I'm like, I don't know about that. But now that I'm older, like, I'm doing what was natural to me as a kid, but doing it in a way that feels good to me. I love being able to help people understand themselves on a deeper level, and to help them, support them in their healing process, and being able to manifest their fullest potential in the world. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels really good to me. It feels just like this is what I'm here to do. And I am focusing on working with trauma survivors. It's my main audience. Well, driven Latinas that are trauma survivors, but also women in general that are trauma survivors, driven women that are trauma survivors, because that's me. Like, that's literally what I went through, and I understand them really well, especially when I work with Latinas. They open up to me about some of the things that they've experienced, being Latina and growing up in the US, and experiencing systemic racism and oppression at work that they would not feel comfortable telling other people. And understanding that, like, we as Latinas have certain traumas that we experience, that we inherited from either our family, our culture, or that we experienced from, by being here in the US, that other people don't understand. They don't understand it. They've never experienced it. Like, one of them is imposter syndrome, and I know other people experience imposter syndrome, but to them, the way that it manifests for them is very different compared to us. For us, there's layers and layers and layers of that, like, that go all the way back to colonization. So it's really nice for me too to be working with other Latinas, because it's like, you know, being in family, like we get each other, we understand each other. And also just, you know, trauma survivors, like I understand. I was born into trauma, raised in it, experienced it after I left home for years and years and years, and I know what it feels like to be on the other side now, and to look back and see like, wow, like I don't have to live by those chains anymore. Like I can be myself and I can live my life to my fullest potential. Like, and I feel really different, and I know what it's like to go from being like really lost and really just oppressed and just not feeling good about yourself, to finally discovering yourself and building your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and knowing who you are and really claiming who you are, and your right to be who you are in the world, and your right to be respected and to treat it with kindness and respect, and knowing what you are okay with and what you're not okay with. So that's, you know, the main people I work with. I've also worked with other, you know, I've worked with some men, which is totally fine. Like I'm not closed off to like working with people that want to work with me, but that's my main audience. And I'm very excited to be doing this and to be going on this journey. And there's more to come. There's a lot more things happening, but I'm not going to tell you guys because I can't right now. I just can't. I'm not there yet. But anyways, I just wanted to make this video just to share these wins and celebration. And I'm so grateful to my clients. You know, I love watching you guys grow, ladies grow, develop yourselves. I love it. I love it. It fills my heart. It feels really nice. Thank you very much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.